What's up, team? I'm Bill Watkins with First Team Defense, and welcome back to another Tuesday tip. This week we're going to go over racking the slide on our weapon. A lot of people come out here and we hear it all the time. I can't do that. I can't get it to rack. It's too tough. It's too strong. It's not that the spring is strong and you're weak. It's just maybe you weren't shown properly. Okay? We get people all the time coming in that sit there and they bring revolvers in, a little stub nose 38, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but they always go and they always take them or buy them because, I can't rack the slide. Well, you're talking about a 10, 12 pound trigger pull on that weapon. Number one, that's a lot for you to go and have to be pulling on in an emergency situation, self-defense situation. And no offense, but I usually get those stories from older people. Okay. This here is Glock 17, and amazingly enough, the recoil spring that is in here actually is a 17-pound spring. So it's not that far off from 12 pounds of pulling a trigger on a revolver. Now this here is simply a 5-pound trigger that's on here, but we're going to go over racking this gun and we're going to teach you how to do it and do it properly and do it safely. Okay, so first things first, anytime you're messing with any type of weapon, and of course we've already cleared this weapon, but we're going to go over it again. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to grab the weapon, make sure my finger is indexed. I'm going to look down through the top of it. The slide's already locked back. I can see my hand, the floor, the table, everything down here. No ammunition in it, no magazine in it. Okay, we don't even have it on the table. We don't want anything like that anywhere near us. When we're practicing this, always make sure you take the ammunition and have it outside of the room somewhere. Okay, put it in a different room, lock it up, put it in your safe, wherever it needs to be. Any place but except with you. All right. So I'm also going to tilt the weapon down towards the floor. I'm going to stick my finger in, and I'm visually and physically going to check the chamber and make sure that there's nothing in there. At this point in time, I see that there's nothing in there. We're going to point the weapon in a safe direction. We're going to press the trigger just to make sure everything's functioning right. We're good to go. All right, so with this weapon here, when we go to rack a slide, you see it all the time. People come up and they want to do this little crabby claw, pinchy claw thing, grab a hold of it and try to pull back. Well, number one, you've got two fingers on here trying to pull back on your weapon and get it back. That's tough enough in itself, but that's the way we've been taught. I was taught the same way. That's the way I've seen people do it on TV. I'm sure Lethal Weapon, John Wick, probably all those, okay, do it that way. But in a self-defense situation, what you really want to be doing is using what we call a choo-choo tunnel. You want to take your hand and just make a tunnel with it just like this, with the thumb pointing straight back at your chest. It fits right over top of your slide. You pinch your slide between the palm of your hand and your fingers. This way you got more surface area on the weapon to grab a hold of. You can grab a hold of it, rack it right back, and you're good to go. Now, the reason why we do that is because when you're in a self-defense situation, what do you think is going to happen to your heart rate? What do you think is going to happen to your breathing rate? Okay, well, we know everything's going to start getting escalated. Everything's going to rise. What's that going to do? That's going to cause your heart to beat faster, your blood pressure to go up. Okay, we start going into a mild, very mild form of shock. And when that happens, what happens to the extremities? Okay, they get a little cold. Why? Because the body's starting to shunt the blood back to the heart. Now, we can sit here and we can have the argument all day long as to, well, this is a fine motor skill. Pressing a trigger is a fine motor skill. We're not going to get into that argument. We could argue about it all day long. We're just telling you the facts. This is what works the best. If you've got more hand, more meat on that slide, you're able to control it with your gross motor skills. And the other thing about it is you can use your bicep to push down on the weapon instead of trying to do this out here. Don't ever do anything out here. Bad guy can get it. Bring it back into your workspace here. Okay? Bring it up into your workspace. We even tell people, blade your body. Pull the gun in close to you. I'm still going to keep the weapon pointed in a safe direction, but I'm going to grab a hold of it and I can shove down with this hand. All I got to do is hold on to the slide with this hand here and just like that. And when you reach the end of that slide, it's going to pull right out of your hand. I see a lot of people, they'll go and hold it so tight, they'll try and hold on to it. Don't hold on to it. Just let it go. There's a coil spring in here that is for your recoil to bring this slide back forward. That's its only job in the gun. That's what it does. Let it do its job. So grab a hold of it, come up at it, push down, you're good to go. I hope this helps you. If you got any questions, leave any comments below. Make sure that you like our video. Share it. Get it out there. We're trying to grow our YouTube community out there. And most of all, we're trying to get the education out there. So if you like it, you got something from it, give us a shout out. Leave us a comment below. Share it. Like it. All the good fun stuff. Until next time, be safe, be vigilant, and always watch your six.